Do you realize how many things you do on autopilot? What if you stopped being on autopilot and instead started living with authenticity, the real you? You started doing things differently that you really want to. What would that life look like? Welcome back to Prep Mode for No Vice November with me, Dr. Trish Leigh. Today, we're going to talk about how you can shift your living from autopilot to authentic living so that by the end of November, your life is so much more intentional in just the way that you want it. If you remember back to a few weeks ago when we talked about filling some of the holes that you have inside, figuring out what some of the lack is that you had inside and taking control of that and filling that lack in a really healthy way in your life. Well, authentic living is the solution for that. So let's start with autopilot. Autopilot, if you look up the definition, it's a system that can follow a path without any human intervention. So if you're living your life on autopilot, it's not being led with intention or with you really thinking about it at all. That's what I want to change over the next month, because especially if you keep going into the screen, consuming explicit matter, if you're acting out sexually in a different way in your life, if you're not on track and the path that you're following isn't the one that at the end of your life, you're going to look back and you're going to say to yourself, I crushed that. I nailed this life. I lived the path that I wanted to with super intention, and I got out of life everything that I wanted to. Even the difficult things became amazing because I made lemonade out of lemons. If you don't look back and think that, then you're on autopilot. Living intentionally and authentically, it's not for the faint of heart. It's not easy. So every time I have a challenge that I have to make a choice intentionally, I say in my head, here we grow again, Trish, because it takes intention and then it takes courage in the face of fear. So here's the idea. Your routines and your habits and the way you schedule your life. We're going to focus on that this week. Routines, habits, schedule. These are things that you can control, and you're likely on autopilot in many of these things. You've probably even heard that for the week or for the month, just brush your teeth with the opposite hand. If you're right-handed and you always brush your teeth with the right hand, do it with the left hand just to challenge this automaticity. Like you may have noticed, the reverse part. I'm sporting the reverse part in my hair. If you think Dr. Trish looks weird today, it's because I've intentionally changed the part. Don't believe me? Look at all the other videos. You want to surprise people? Go for the reverse part tomorrow. Some people aren't going to notice, but other people are going to say something's different. So think about, and this is the challenge for today, for the next 3 days, because we are going hardcore. In 3 days, No Vice November begins. For the next 3 days, analyze your habits, your routines, and your schedule. So I told you I'm going to do less rushing in November. I had to really look at my schedule to be able to make that happen, to create it, and to take things out of my schedule so I have a softer feel to my days and to my weeks. The reverse part's just a bonus to that for me. But look at your routines and your habits and your schedules, then change something. You have to do something different. You cannot do the same thing and get the same outcome. Routines, habits, schedule, change something. Change it from doing it automatically, and especially when it comes to going towards explicit matter, to offset stress and boredom, you have to do something new there. You're going to need a new routine, you're going to need a new healthy habit, and you're going to have to fill the pieces in your schedule where you're most at risk. Get ready, because we're ready, set, go soon. So this is how you're going to create authentic living, because where you're on autopilot, you're going to get more intentional. Now, let me tell you 2 stories. Number one is just a few years back, I didn't have any of my own avatars in any of the streaming services. I know, shocking. This is a major life change. The point I want to make is it doesn't have to be a major life change. I would just watch whatever my husband put on. I never made an active choice. I always defaulted to what he put on, which actually was part of the codependency that I had going on that I didn't even know. I didn't recognize, regulate, and relate in a different way. Now I know how to. So when I first made my own avatar, which of course I called Sweet Mama. That's my motorcycle name. It felt weird and different to me. And everybody in my family's like, what's up with your new avatar? Everyone's had their own avatar forever, which not everyone, because I did have to steal some people's avatars because there's 8 of us. So people are like, why do you have your own avatar? I'm like, because I'm going to choose my own shows. Shock me, shock me. But that was an intentional action on my part to live life differently, to be able to choose my own shows. What have I watched lately? I just started watching Only Murders in the Building, which is very good so far. If you're up for a good show, that one's on Hulu. Check that out. So I'm making my own decision. You should see my husband's face when he walks in the room and I'm watching TV, because it's not a thing I've ever done in my whole life. Now I'm doing it very intentionally to relax, and I don't really watch that much TV. So every time I'm doing it, he gives me a double take like, what are you doing, sister? It's me intentionally relaxing, watching something I enjoy. Super fun. Now, here's the other one. This is an interesting thing with the hubs that he did this past week. He's always done my laundry. Yes, I know. He's so fastidious. He's actually helped all the kids with their laundry their whole lives, and he's taught them all how to do their own laundry. He's a very good man. I've always made all the food in our family. So, we have a big family. I'm food girl, but I've been a lot less food girl lately. So check this out. 2 weekends in a row, 2 weeks. He hasn't done my laundry. There's been no word of it. It's cracking me up as I talk about it now. I know what it is. I feel him growing. I feel this in him right now. So him not doing my laundry is a way of saying, I'm not doing the laundry anymore. He's actually been helping me with the food a lot. We've been making food together more. So we're in a new season of life where things are changing. And honestly, I don't even want him to do my laundry, because doing laundry can be a really brain neutral activity for me. I did all my own laundry this weekend. Yes, applause. Cue the balloons right now. I did it all this weekend because there was never any talk of it. He just hasn't done it, and I needed some laundry. But it was really good for me because I'm brain on all the time. I'm a thinker. I'm always thinking. I had a really amazing weekend going back and forth between brainy things and body things, like doing my own laundry. But it is pretty funny. He's so fastidious. So when he puts my laundry away, everything's perfectly folded and stacked. Like, I'm putting my jeans away. I fold them inside out. I could see him dying 1,000 deaths from the other side of the room, folding my jeans inside out. We had an interesting conversation because I said, if I right-sided out everything, it would take me twice as much time. And he's like, it's actually right side in. Because if it's inside out, then it's outside in. I thought that was interesting. So, long story short, there's always room for growth by challenging your habits, your routines, and your schedules. And there's always time to do something new, even as simple as getting your own avatar on streaming services and doing your own laundry. So that's authentic living. You give yourself a reverse part. You're making your own choices, and they should be what you want. Choosing my own clothes. I wore black my whole life. If you look back, I never wore any colors because I didn't want to put the effort in. But then I now have what I call a parade of shirts, so that I'm trying to express myself more. And yes, it does involve pirate shirts. So please, I'm encouraging you to think about how you can live your life authentically this month coming up in No Vice November. I want people to give you a double look. I want people to say, nice new shirt, or I like those new shoes. I showed you my sneakers a couple weeks ago. My husband's like, I don't like camo. And I'm like, well, they're my sneakers, babe. And I do like camo. So I want people to say, I don't like your sneakers. And I want you to know it doesn't matter because you like your sneakers. That's authentic living. So let's shake this thing up this month. Let's do things authentically. You become you, whether other people like it or praise it. Just shake it up. But you can only shake it up when you know what you want. So come off of autopilot. Don't take the path that requires no human intervention. Intervene. Get your mind involved, and let's raise our mind over explicit matter through authentic living. Which reminds me, if you're ready to commit, drop your red X, drop it below, commit with me, my friend. It is time. The red X is from my new book that's coming out, Mind Over Explicit Matter. You can pre-order that book on Amazon. Please get it. I want to make a huge impact, and I want you to be part of the ripple effect. If you are ready for No Vice November and you want to get daily motivational and educational videos, Like this video so that it can reach more people who need the help. This playlist is important. Secondarily, subscribe so that you get it in your inbox, No Vice November, for the month, because we're going to crush this together. So get ready. And as always, control your brain or it'll control you.